future. All right, let's shift gears, and I want to talk about two quick little topics here. All right, wide receivers. Jacob Morley, I think it was Jacob Morley. Yeah, Jacob Morley put a tweet out earlier today, and I thought this was awesome. It kind of went hand in hand with the receiver conversation we had yesterday. We were laying out, if you guys missed the show, I'll try to attach it at the end of this video. But we did a show yesterday where we talked about, we were kind of projecting the wide receiver room in terms of contractual obligations for the Green Bay Packers. And this is what GMs do. They're modeling the roster out 2, 3, 4 years in advance. And they're kind of saying, okay, here's who we got under contract. We see the upside here. So this will end up being our number one. This will end up being our number two unless something goes awry. Okay, we'll need to add bodies probably this year. So let's send our scouts out there and go heavy at the wide receiver position this particular year. You know, they kind of model everything out, right? And we laid out kind of the structure of how we would see this playing out. And really what we came away with was sign Christian Watson to a long-term extension next year. Be ready to sign Jayden Reed if he can stay healthy. You want him to a long-term deal. You'll let Romeo Doubs walk in free agency. You'll let Wicks walk in free agency, not next year, but the year after. He's under contract 1 more year. So essentially you'll be moving forward with Christian Watson, Matthew Golden, Jayden Reed, and then the following year, you'll have to make a decision on Matthew Golden. And then by then, you'll probably be coming to the end or close to, at least on the back half, where you could, move some cap out, maybe play a little cash over cap with Christian Watson's contract. Matthew Golden and Jayden Reed will kind of be the future of the wide receiver room after Christian Watson's time's done. So that's kind of what we came away with, was those are the three you want to kind of build the offense around: Christian Watson, Jayden Reed, and our boy Matthew Golden. And I think Matthew Golden, I'm not concerned. I see the tweets and it just cracks me up how people are they're just box score watchers. Like, if you watch the tape, you see Matthew Golden's going to be a great wide receiver. It's just working him into the offense. He hasn't been completely healthy. He's been banged up here or there. He'll play 5 snaps this game, 8 snaps that game. And I think all that's going to come out in the wash, to be honest with you. But those are the three that we kind of built everything around, right? Well, Jacob Morley did a little bit of legwork here for us, and I thought this was awesome. So shout out to him. I seen the tweet come across. Quarterback rating when targeted. Here are the Packers receivers. So again, yesterday we talked about PFF grades. We talked about a little bit about production. We talked about Christian Watson and where he's really sticking out, the yards per reception. I think he's 3rd or 4th best in the league. He was top 5 in some really, really important categories, right? I didn't even go to passer rating when targeted, or in this case, QB rating when targeted. I think the QBR is different than the passer rating. You guys do your own research there. Nonetheless, the higher the number, the better. Packers wide receivers. Savion Williams leading the way, 132.5, only 10 targets, though. Maybe we're overlooking Savion a little bit. Again, it's just 10 targets. That could go south real quick, right? But maybe he's going to be a bigger part of this offense. And we didn't even mention him as 3 of the cornerstones there, right? Like the 3 wide receivers I would have out there in 11 personnel 2 years from now, obviously being Christian Watson, Matthew Golden, and Jayden Reed. Savion Williams sprinkled in as a nice little number 4 if he continues at the pace he's going. I mean, a 132.5 on 10 targets. Again, very, very minute sample size there, but I'm excited to see what Savion can do as he continues to get healthy here. Christian Watson, number 2, no surprise there, at a 122.6 on 55 targets. So Christian Watson's a dog. Just got to get him under contract. Number 3, or keep him under contract, I should say. Jayden Reed, 121.0 on 22 targets. So Jayden Reed is the old Jayden Reed. Just got to get him the ball more. You got to get all these guys the ball more, right? Romeo Doubs is going to hurt a little bit if you end up letting him walk in free agency. And you guys know I've been pretty vocal. I think that's probably the way you got to model your roster out, because you can't pay 3 and 4 wide receivers on your team. You just can't do it, right? You can, but you're gonna take a huge hit in the trenches, and Lord knows we can't take any more hits in the trenches. We should be spending more money in the trenches, in my opinion. With offensive line, defensive line, etc. So Romeo Doubs, a 112.7 on 83 targets. I think he's going to get paid a good little contract in the offseason. I'm kind of holding out a little bit of hope that the market ain't there for him. And I hate saying that because it sounds like I'm rooting against the guy to make more money. You know what I mean? This is the odd part about doing a podcast, is like, these are human beings. As a Packer fan, man, I'd love to get him back for $4 million. He heard me say that. He'd be like, man, you can go to HE double hockey sticks, right? So maybe he'll go out there in the market, and the market's only $7 million. We come back at $5 million with a little bit more guaranteed than the other offer. Maybe you get him back on a cheap deal. I would love to have Romeo Doubs back on a cheap deal, right? But I do think that someone's going to overpay him because he's shown hands. He's shown good route running ability. The concussions will probably drive his value down a little bit. The 1-game suspension will probably drive the value down just a touch. But you guys know how it is when you're in free agency, man. Teams They're trying to smooze you to get you to sign the deal. They're not going to go, yeah, we would give you more. Let's say you got 3 teams offering, and one of the teams go, we would give you more money, but you got suspended for a game. He's probably going to go, y'all can kick rocks, right? So we'll see what happens with Romeo Doubs. But again, 112.7, pretty good. Matthew Golden, 93.6 on 37 targets. Again, passer rate or QB rating when targeted. We've seen some of the throws be off. Matthew Golden, I think what I've seen on tape is he's got hands. He's got great hands. He's got a good quick twitch, good route runner. He doesn't understand the choice aspect of the routes that he's running in the offense yet. You've noticed that a couple of times. He earlier in the year, I remember he ran a guy down the seam. He broke off his route, ran a guy down the seam, almost right into Christian Watson. Luckily, Jordan Love showed elite accuracy, feathered the pass in perfect. So it was kind of one of those things that it didn't really bite you in the rear end. But little things like that, he needs to clean up, and that's going to come with time. Like that's stuff that every receiver were making mistakes. You guys remember Aaron Rodgers being frustrated with these young receivers, Christian Watson, Romeo Doubs, their rookie year. Same thing. Takes time to understand, that hey, I should run that post route at 17 yards instead of 15 yards because of the way the weak side backer is lined up just inside the hash. Like little details like that that's going to come with time to get on the same page with Jordan Love, who Jordan Love right now he's on it. He really, really is showing perfect ball placement and when he's healthy, of course, and making good decisions, in my opinion. So Dontayvion Wicks, 86.6 on 44 targets. And then Bo Melton on a 65.3 on 11 targets. So I'm not going to lie, man. This bottom one, it pissed me off when I seen it. Bo Melton, 65.3 on 11 targets. It bothers me because am I the only one? I could be wrong. I could be completely wrong. Y'all check me in the chat here, okay? Is it just me, or does it seem like almost every week when the game's on the freaking line, we end up targeting Bo Melton in the fourth quarter? Is that just me? I feel like half of his targets have come in key game, key situations to win the ball game, and that should never happen. It just should never happen. Not that the quarterback should refuse to throw to him, but I'm going, why does he always end up in a spot where Jordan or Malik is targeting him with in this case, Clayton Tune last week, right? And the pass was off a little bit, but again, he should have caught it. Maybe it wasn't off. I may be misremembering that. That's all a big fog after all the injuries started happening. But I know the ball was tipped, bounced up, got intercepted. But again, we're targeting Bo Melton with the game on the line. Am I the only person in here? Let me see if anybody's commented on here. Rob in the chat, I'm with you. Yeah, Stephanie says the same thing, right? Agreed on Melton, says Packer Moto fan. Yeah, Chuck says the same thing. I'm glad it wasn't just me. And again, I know Matt LaFleur isn't going out there and going, hey, guys, listen, gets down to a 4th down here, 3rd and 8, game on the line, look for Bo. I know he ain't doing that, but it's just he's consistently getting rotated in at those moments. That is on the coaches. Maybe the guys are more banged up than we know, right? But as Coach Lynn says, that's a valid point too, right? Bo might be our fastest player. I think he is the fastest player. Christian Watson's dad said that when him and Christian were working out in the offseason, Bo Melton and Christian Watson, I think he said they laser clocked him at a 4.140, which is wild to think about. So maybe there's something we're overlooking there. But again, man, that has nothing to do with a spacing concept, right, Coach? Like at the end of the game, they run a spacing concept there. And I just don't think of Bo being the guy that I want to get the ball to in a clutch situation, So, yeah. Steve knows the policy, says Clayton is faster than Bo. Clayton back in the day had some wheels on the base pass playing baseball. I don't even know if he's really talking about me or maybe there's a player I'm overlooking here named Clayton, but yeah, I had some wheels on the base pass. Nowadays, boys, it's hard to get up off the couch. I ain't gonna lie. So it's the way it is. So I'm glad I'm not the only one that felt that way with Bo. It just felt like in those crucial situations, that's what was going on there. So with that being said, just a little receiver talk for you. I thought it would be interesting to dive into that. I'm curious to know what everybody thinks in the comments. If you're watching this video back later, let us know how you feel about those passer rating when targeted when it comes to the wide receivers. And is there anything we're missing there, man? Or maybe you have a differing opinion on Bo. Maybe you've seen something on the tape that we disagree with, and that's totally fine. I think Bo should get more targets. Especially in a room where the wide receivers have been banged up most of the year. I can understand, kind of doing what you can do in those situations, but I don't know, it's a little frustrating for me, and it really is, man. So let us know in the comments what you think about the wide receiver room. Make sure you hit like, subscribe, click the bell icon so you're notified when we go live over here in the future. Yeah, Rob says, I'll take Prime Clayton over anybody. Oh, boy, I'll tell you, man, that's a mess. You ever look back? I shouldn't. All right, we'll do. You ever look back? I'm 43 years old. You ever look back and go, man, when I was 22, what was I doing? Oh, yeah. Yeah. And just you can feel your face getting red from being an absolute knucklehead, as you're growing up. And obviously, it's just the decisions we make. And obviously, everything is geared around really what it comes down to is ego. And I think players, it applies to everybody. It's not just players, right? It's anybody in general, just in your everyday life, right? It's the UDFC, right? The what do they call it? The underdeveloped frontal cortex, right? People going, what are you talking about, Clayton? That's the frontal cortex of your brain hasn't fully developed yet as you're younger, right? And they say that that's a direct reflection of ego. Like your ego you haven't matured enough to get your ego out of the way. Boy, I look back in my 20s and go, yeah, that mistake was ego. That mistake was ego. That mistake was ego. It's all over the place, man, for sure. So anyway, there's a little, I don't know what you call that, psychological talk. What is that? What's the proper term there? I think it's the meds talking now. It's time to wrap this stream up. Anything else you guys got in the comments? Any questions, any topics, anything at all before we move on? I was going to talk a little Jordan Morgan. We'll hold that till later. I can feel the voice starting to go here. But anything in the comments, man. Stephanie, I miss my 20s. We all do, Steph. You kidding me? Lord have mercy. Yeah. Joe, something was wrong with Clayton's medulla oblongata. Mandy says there's still something wrong with that. She just got to the point where she walks away from the conversation. I don't blame him one bit. So that's it, guys. We're going to wrap it up right there. We may be back a little bit later today. If any other news breaks, we might dive into some other stuff too with the guys. I just got to kind of see how everything unfolds here. You guys know New Year's Eve's tomorrow, so we're round 2 here, getting ready for people. We're actually going to someone else's home tomorrow, family members. So it's going to be a wild time. Everybody's schedule's kind of jam-packed. So we'll see if we can do another stream tonight. If not, we'll see y'all tomorrow. But really appreciate everybody hopping in here on such short notice. Thank y'all for making us a part of your afternoon. If you're new here, make sure you hit like, subscribe, click the bell. Everybody smash that like button for spin those laces or kick that soccer ball, whatever the heck it is right now. All right. Yeah, make sure that you guys are subbed to the channel. And, every time we do go live in the future. Thank you, Steph. We'll get better soon. We're trying. Lord knows we're trying. So me and Mandy went out to lunch earlier today, and boy, I was just like, I'm ready to go home. I'm ready to get home. Luckily, she drove separate. She said, it's funny too. Yeah, you ready to go home? Okay, yeah, we'll go home. Get in the car, I get a text. She's in a separate vehicle. I'm going to Hobby Lobby. All right, I'm going home. So funny how that works. One last comment there. iRock says, sign him yesterday. I think he's talking about our boy, Trayvon Diggs. I am eager to see what everybody's comments say for sure, because it's going to be really, really interesting to see if the Packers kick the tires on that for sure. So that being said, we're out of here, guys. We will be back either later tonight or tomorrow. Everybody have a wonderful, wonderful day. Hit that like button for us. My name's Clayton. This is PTA. Go Pack Go.
Here we go.
Bye, guys.